Hey, what's going on everyone? Last week I posted a teaser video about the docking station physical control button for Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, and today I'm going to show you a detailed step-by-step installation guide, show you all the features, do our thorough testing that we normally do in the channel, and share my honest opinion after having this product, my likes, my dislikes, any shortcomings about this product. We'll discuss all of that in the video today. This product was sent to us free of charge by Tesla Studio to review in our channel today, and if you look at it, it says $199, but let me show you how you can save some money on this. So if you put this to cart, and in the coupon code, if you put Shiva Tesla, and keep in mind that even with the affiliate link that I have in the description below, you may be able to just auto clip that coupon if you go to the product, but that actually drops it down to $155.22. So effectively saving you about $43 from this sale if you wanted to check this product out. Keep in mind this is an affiliate code, so we do make a small commission at no additional cost to you, which greatly helps us bring videos like this in the future. Thank you very much. Let's get it started. Let's do a quick unboxing and then we'll move on with the review. They send you the instructions manual here, and also they send you a QR code. So you can scan this. They're doing a good job. They're putting their phone numbers here, US based, the service. They're doing all of this in the instructions manual, which is a nice change of pace, seeing actual installation manuals embedded, which is not usually what we see. And then they send you the wiring here. There is two types of wiring. This one is for the Intel cable. So if you have an Intel, you can plug this into the gray plug, which is that difficult plug by the glove box area underneath there. We have shown you how to do that many times, but I'll show you again how to connect that here today in the video. And then you have got the AMD cable. So these are the AMD ones where you plug into the blue OBD connector in the bottom, and then this is the 12-volt connection for the AMD car. So that's the AMD cable, and then this one is the USB-C cable that you're going to need to power this whole thing. We're going to feed this from the front USB port, and then they send you the brackets. So these are the top bracket. This is the Bluetooth module. So what happens is you connect this to the Tesla's CAN, and then you plug this Bluetooth module right here. Then this Bluetooth module actually takes in the information from the button, the command that you are giving it, and then it puts that command through the CAN, and then the car does the job. So that's what that is. And then you have got this docking station. That's what they're calling this, the button itself. And if you look at this here, yeah, there you go. So this is the button. There are multiple buttons here. We're gonna install this. I'll show you a close-up. This is plastic. Here's a dial. So for the cars with the AMD chip, you are going to find your plugs right here. So that's gonna be your 12-volt as well as the OBD plug that you need to connect it to the CAN plug. For cars with Intel computer, you're gonna need to remove this bottom part here, and then you're going to find that computer on the edge right here inside there. That's where the Intel plug is going to be. The Intel plug already has a power, so there's no need for the 12-volt. The AMD one has a 12-volt connection as well that we're going to show you how to connect it. So first thing on this process for the AMD cars, you're going to remove this weather stripping just to make your life a little bit easier while you are handling this part. Then you're going to take a pry tool and just remove this top bracket. So once that top bracket comes out, let me show you that there is a plastic fastener here that we need to remove. You then take the pry tool and just remove this plastic fastener, pry it out and remove it. So that comes out pretty easily. You can take this aside so that you don't lose it. Now for this next part, you are just going to simply grab this door trim panel, and it just comes out like this. And you are able to just completely remove that, exposing the wiring. Now next, you're going to take the pry tool and remove this plastic fastener from the bottom. Again, that comes out super easily. That allows you to expose this whole area inside. So if you look at it inside, this is your OBD, the CAN plug that we are going to need. And then this bottom here is the 12-volt outlet that we are going to need. So we will be needing both of those for the AMD connection. So you're going to take this harness that came with the kit, take this side, and then you're simply going to push it in here. So once you push that in there, you will have a secure connection. So right here, you've got the OBD CAN plugged connected. And if you're like me and if you have multiple accessories there, like this is the TestLogic bond, I am going to just simply plug this in to the male port. So I'll take this out and plug this in. Now, even though this is daisy chain, so I have that one, this one, they will both work. I have one Bluetooth module here, and I'm going to be getting another Bluetooth module for this accessory. So that question comes up a lot. As long as they send you both male and female for this port, you can daisy chain as many accessories as you want. As you see, I have a Bluetooth module there, and I'm gonna be connecting another Bluetooth module here. Now we took care of the data part, but we still need power, and this is the power port. And what you have to do is reach underneath here and push this pin in the middle, the Tesla pin, pull that out. Then you can go ahead and take the male end of the new harness here and then simply slide this in. So you're going to just pull this in. Then you're going to take the female end and connect it with the Tesla's male connector. Or in my case, I have got another accessory. So I say I have got TestLogic there. So I'm just going to do a daisy chain. So now I have got two 12 volt connected with the Tesla. So if you look at it, the female of the Tesla, which is the OEM Tesla, is connected to the male of the new accessory. Female of the new accessory is connected to a male of an old accessory that I had. And then the female of the old accessory is now connected to the male Tesla accessory. So all of this is supported by Tesla as long as you complete the circuit. Now we have got two different accessories connected here. The final thing to do is we're going to take this Bluetooth module and simply plug it into this harness here that has that plug. Now you're simply going to hide all of this cable somewhere inside there, the Bluetooth module and everything, and then close this off, put all the plastic fastener, and put everything back together. Now that was the AMD connection, but if you have an older Intel car, this is how you do that connection. You don't tap here, you just go underneath here and remove those 4 plastic fasteners and you will get access to the computer. 4 plastic screws. You can use a pry tool to remove them. Once the panel is removed, you will see the LED light connector, which can be removed by pinching on the middle tab and pulling it out. Then the speaker plug can be disconnected by simply pulling on the plug. This is the difficult plug we need to remove for the cars with an Intel chip. You just have to pinch on the middle tab and while holding it down, pull the plug out. Then take the new harness and plug the male Tesla adapter into the female adapter of the new harness, and then take the new male adapter and plug it into the Tesla computer. Make sure to align the plug straight to prevent bending Tesla pins. Again, this is super tedious and requires a lot of patience. So for the installation of the actual bun, they send you 2 different brackets depending on the model that you got. This is for the regular Model 3 or Y, and this one is for the 2024 Model 3, which is the Model 3 Highland. So depending on the model you order, they send you 2 different brackets. It appears that the Model 3 Highland is slightly smaller, but we're going to be going with this Model 3 or Y. On one side, the hinge is just simply to slide this in, and if you look at it, it just goes in. And you secure it, and on the other end there is a little clip, so you go in, you pull this, and then you secure this in, and once you push it, this clip actually pushes it in, and if you ever need to remove it, you just push on this clip and remove it. But once this is secured, this is how it goes, and you just simply install it on the back here. So here, that is exactly what I am doing. I'm just going to simply slide this in, and before I show you that, this is a soft rubber material here, as well as this top is a soft rubber material to protect your screen. So you just simply slide this in, make sure that some of these notches are aligned in the front, then you just go from the top here, hook it in one side, and then click it on the other side. So we're simply going to take this notch there that has a hollow piece, and then we're going to align it with this here. So simply slide this in. If you look at it, that goes in nicely, and then we're going to find the other piece on this side and lock that into its place. Now if you tried this method and you were able to just push this bracket down, but you're having an extremely hard time putting that bracket in because this is like super tight now, what you can do is slide this inside for the time being. Go ahead and install that because it becomes so much easier to install it. Then once that is installed, you can bring that out. Let me show you how that process looks like. So you would start right here first. So if you look at it here, this is hanging. That's not where we want it to be, but we did secure this in place. Now what you would do is slightly pull this out and pull this out. Then it just secures it into its place. And this is super strong now. It's not moving anywhere. Everything is happy. So in case you are having an issue just directly hooking that bracket in the back, try this method. The final step on this process is to take the USB-C cable that came with the kit, find the USB-C input underneath here, and just simply plug that in. The other end of this cable, you can take it all the way to the back. It's long enough to reach the back, or you can just simply plug it in here where there is the USB-C. And as soon as we plug that in, we see a little power come through here. And this is good to go. Now we can start playing with this. And matter of fact, the fan turned on. The first step works. Let's go through each of these buttons and test the functionality. How this works is if you press down, the left function is what activates, and if you press up, the right function is what is activates. And to deactivate that function, you just have to simply press on that same side again. For example, the turn signal. If you just press it again, that turn signal will deactivate. So the first one here on our list is the door unlatcher. So if we press down, the front passenger door unlatched. If we press this up, the rear passenger door unlatched on the right side. Now moving on to the second one, if we press this down, the rear passenger door on the left side unlatched, and we can actually see that here on the screen as well. This is the autopilot. Now this is going to be the autopilot activation test. This is the button. We're going to press up, and we have autopilot activated. This one is the turn signal. So if we were to press this down once, the left turn signal toggles. Pressing it again turns off. If we press this up, the right turn signal toggle. Pressing it again turns off. Next, we're going to test the gear selection. Of course, park is pressing down. We're already at park. Let me see what the top one does. It actually turns on the hazard light, which is awesome. So it turns on the hazard light if you press this up. To stop it, press it up again. And this is the drive and reverse. So if we press down, we are in drive. If we press this up, we're in reverse. And if we press this down, we're in park. Moving on to the other side here, we have got, if you press this down, the front unlatches. If you press this up, the trunk unlatches. And once the trunk is fully unlatched, you can actually press on it again for it to close it. So you can open and close the trunk. This is the sports mode versus chill mode. If you press this down, if you press this up, it is a seat massager. So what the seat massager is doing is it relies on this lumbar support bracket that you have here, the switch. And what this does is it inflates and deflates that bag right there. So it gives you that lumbar support while you are driving. Now, what this button is doing is it essentially is toggling that. So it goes up and down a little bit to give you a notion of getting a massage, because it's going to inflate and deflate. It is just so hard to show you on a camera, but what this is doing is it's pushing this in, pushing this out, pushing it in, pushing it out to give you that massage feeling, and it vibrates a little bit, and I could hear the vibration as well. Pressing this down means battery preconditioning, and pressing this up is actually it opens the charge port. So it unlatches the charge port, and if you press it again, it latches the charge port back on. These are the seat control modules. So if you just press this down and hold it, the seat goes up and front. And if you push this up and hold it, the seat goes back. So as I said earlier, this is the seat control one. If you were to press this and hold, it goes towards the front, but it reclines at the same time. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't just purely go up or down, it reclines. And if you were to press this up, it reclines back as well as goes back. The seat goes back. Finally, this button is for the window lock as well as the ambient light. So if you were to press this down, the rear windows as well as the front passenger windows, they're not going to be able to access that. If you press this up, the dome light turns on, and if you press this up again, the dome light turns off. Now we have talked about the buttons. Let's talk about this knob and this LED bar here. So this is the ambient light that stays on at all times, and this knob is where you control this. So let's just start with that. If you press and hold on this knob and let go, you're gonna see this ambient light changer, and you can move this knob around to change that ambient light to different colors. So we're going to leave this as green, but you can do that. So that's one function of the knob in the middle to change this ambient light setting. Another function is to change the fan speed. So if you press on it again, the fan speed changes. You can go to 10, doesn't matter. And if it is the high fan speed, it just changes the color. And if it's a lower fan speed, it goes towards the blue. So if you increase, goes red. If you decrease, and if it's coming from this side on the left side, it goes to blue. So that's all it changes. If you look at it, if we're decreasing it, it goes to blue, and then it goes back to green because that's what we had set to earlier. So that is the fan speed. We can set that to 0 to turn that on. If we were to press on this again, this is where we get the temperature control. So low is in blue right now. If we increase the temperature control, this is going to reflect that. So now we are in red. High is like super red, and lowering that down, it shows blue. So that's what it seems to be doing. And then once this settles down, it's go back to green. So this is how you toggle the temperature. Just keep in mind, even if the climate is off on the car, you're still able to toggle this temperature setting to decrease the temperature, as well as you're still able to turn on the fan. So you don't have to touch the screen at all for you to be able to control the temperature as well as the fan. And you can completely turn off the fan as well. One thing I wanted to clarify is that there's going to be a mismatch between the number that you see here versus the screen if you're controlling from this button and not on the screen. So if we were to open this climate menu, the speed is 6, the airflow speed is 6, and if we put it to 1, it will show as 1, no problem. Now this is where things get interesting, is if you put this to 3, even though the airflow is 3, because I feel the massive airflow that's coming in now, at 6, a lot of airflow, and now completely 0, if we go to the screen, it still says 1, because that is not reflected. What you do here does not write into the screen, but what you do into the screen writes into this device. That's because this device is not allowed to actually make changes to the screen. So it ain't gonna do that, but it does the function. It's just not going to show here. Same with the climate. So it's 19 degrees Celsius, which is 66, but if we were to make that 22, that 66 does not change, because even though it changed the temperature, that visual is not going to change, versus if we were to decrease this here, it'll be reflected right here. Now also for the turn signal, you can actually see which side is activated. If you press here, the ambient light actually flashes. So pressing down goes to left, pressing up goes to right, and the ambient light flashes with orange. Some great news for folks who have a swivel mount installed. This actually works with that mount. It may interfere a little bit of the moment, but generally it works. And the reason it works is because you can use this mount right here and secure this in place without affecting the swivel component. So if it is swiveling here, as you can see, you can still make it through. As I said, like there may be some friction there, but not really. Like you can still swivel this around and make it work. So this is the first one that I have seen actually work with the swivel mount. All right, let's talk about my verdict, my dislikes about this product. I think this product has some utility and usefulness, especially for unlatching the doors, the front, the rear, having the turn signal and the gear selection for the Model 3 Highland, because that car does not have a gear stuck. You have to touch on the screen or in the steering wheel button. So just having that on the side where readily available may provide some consistency and some benefits. So I do see some of the benefit here. I also like being able to manually precondition the battery, moving the seats up and down, and just being able to window lock really quickly. I think they have some benefit. I don't think the trunk or the frunk is super useful because I could do that just easily from the screen. The things that are not available in the screen, like the unlatching and latching, or things that require going into a sub menu here, are super useful to have it in a bun. For example, the climate. I could just toggle this and get fan speed of 10, like that easily, and then I could just take that out completely to 0 super easily, rather than going here and then trying to push this button here to try to get that to, you know, the lower fan speed or the higher fan speed. Now I don't have to worry about that. I can just toggle it through there. Same with the climate. So I can just go here and change the climate to whatever climate that I want, the temperature. Right now it is set to Celsius only, and they say that they are working on a fix to make this a Fahrenheit. I don't know when that is coming, but you can only do Celsius at the moment. But that is also super useful and is readily available. Can't help but notice that this looks like a cassette player on a car from, you know, back in the day. So this is kind of taking the car to the older times, which I'm not sure if that is the right move, especially for a Tesla like this. I think they could have done a better job at designing this button so they don't look as old style. And everybody has their own preference. Don't get me wrong, maybe you love this style, but for a newer car with the minimalist interior, I think they could have done a little bit of a better job to make this more OEM, like some of the other buttons that we have seen in the past. So I definitely noticed that here with this buttons. I also wish they figure out the power a little bit better, because you do have to connect this USB-C and route it to the back. It's not a big deal, but it just shows right here. So I wish they figured it out how to power this from the back through the OBD somehow a little bit differently. And finally, they need to make this programmable. So rather than just imprinted the functions here, they need to kind of follow the sexy buttons, the enhance strategy, and make this programmable so you can program whatever you want. For example, if you have a Model 3 Highline, you may want your turn signals to be the first thing here, not this. So that's just an example of how they should program this so that they have all of that figured out here and users can customize it. That is everything I had for you all today. Please let me know your thoughts about this product, your like, your dislike, feedback, feature requests, anything. Please let me know in the comment section below. If you found today's video helpful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and come back again soon.